With the theme of the morning being financial literacy, Alison Kosik, who is coming out with a new book titled What's Up with Women and Money and How Do All the Financial Stuff You've Been Avoiding, is joining me now to talk all about it. Good morning, Alison.
Good morning,
it's great
Trinity.
to have you.
Great to be on here. Thanks.
Congratulations on your new
you.
book. Let's start by talking about what inspired you to write this book.
So this book came out of actually a personal experience. For me, I was reporting for CNN right here at the New York Stock Exchange on most days, covering the day's financial news, whether it's the stock moves or IPOs or company news. But the reality was, in my own life, I didn't have a grip on my own personal finances, and I didn't know how to get a handle on them. It was overwhelming to me because my then husband, I allowed him to basically have control of all of our financial decision making. So investing, or whether or not we should refinance the mortgage, how to buy a car. So I was really in the dark. It's not that he kept it from me, I just wasn't involved. Life gets in the way. I was busy with my job. I really wasn't interested as far as personally because I trusted him to do it. But I've learned after writing this book that that's a huge mistake that women make.
Wow. And what would you say is the most asked question from your viewers? Regarding the book, what would you say is the most popular question that readers and viewers are asking you?
Yeah, I think that I guess the main question that a lot of the women that I interviewed for the book was, how do I not feel overwhelmed? And I think it really starts with getting educated, and that's what this book does. What's Up with Women and Money, how to do all the financial stuff you've been avoiding, because a lot of women avoid the financial stuff, getting involved, getting engaged in it, and maybe, whether they're single or married, because they feel overwhelmed, they don't know where to start. It's not something that we learn in school, so we sort of just ignore it. And so what I try to do is I walk you through a host of financial topics in this book, step by step, whether it's getting rid of debt, building up your credit, how to invest, how to buy a car as a woman and not be taken advantage of by a car salesman in the car dealership, and topics like that. The knowledge is one thing, but then there comes the engagement. And so I also look at the piece of building confidence for women and showing women through this book that you can be confident in doing all of these financial topics that are often left up to men because we think that they can do all these things better, but it's just not true. For example, with investing, women actually do better with investing. Stats show that.
Oh, wow. And talk to me, through your research and interviewing other women and your personal experience, what are some of the biggest challenges that women specifically face when it comes to money issues?
I think the confidence part is really stunning here. I think it's because, and I explore this in one of my chapters, is why is it that women oftentimes don't feel as confident, let's say, as men, let's say, about investing? And there are actual reasons, there are psychological reasons why women feel this way as opposed to men. So I explore that, and I give lots of solutions to inspire women to feel good about making these financial decisions. And in order to do this, I also did a lot of storytelling through women. I interviewed lots of women who we know by name, celebrities like Jessica Alba, Rebecca Minkoff, Barbara Corcoran, Sheryl Sandberg,
wow.
Deepika Mutalia. I had those celebrities in because, hey, the stars are just like us.
Yeah.
But they actually had money stories to tell. Beyond that, I interviewed women we may not recognize, but women who are high achievers, educated, who aren't involved in their finances. I'm talking about surgeons and lawyers and venture capitalists who actually were not involved in their finances. So they offer cautionary tales for the reader on what can happen if you're not involved in your finances as a woman and if you just sort of let somebody else handle it.
And we're in a big year. A presidential election is coming up in September. We also are anticipating rates to drop later on in this year. So what advice right now do you have for readers who are in a financial position, or they're anticipating everything that's supposed to impact their finances later on this year?
Well, of course, it depends on their financial situation. My tried and true thing, I think what you're going to hear from any financial analyst, is stay invested in the market. You can't do wrong with continuing to invest on a regular basis and watch that compounding just keep on going. That really is the trick here.
That's the trick. Well, thank you so much, Alison, for joining me today. Now, what's up with women and money? How to do all the financial stuff you've been avoiding is set to come out early next year. So we'll be on the lookout for that.